Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to round 11 of the 2022-23 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League game between PINT and the Tiwi Bombers here at DXC Arena. Round 11 action, it's hard to believe we're at this point already, only a couple of weeks till Christmas. My name's Liz Cruz, and joining me in the commentary box today is Ash Manakaros, and we're in for a big afternoon of footy. No rain in sight, it's quite warm here in Darwin today. The temperature says 33, but looking to reach the humidity high of about 100%, I think. So we're just waiting for the game to get underway in a minute or so as we hear the siren go. We've got PINT sitting 6th on the ladder with coach Shannon Motlop, Tiwi sitting 9th on the ladder, coach Brenton Toy. They're 1 and 8, while PINT are 3 and 5. Captains today, Matt Ryan and Ben Smythe for PINT, and Tiwi Paddy Heenan. So big afternoon of footy coming up. Welcome, Ash. Good to be here today.
Yeah, how you going there? It's an interesting day today. A lot at stake for PINTs. Could move up the ladder today as a consequence of this. Conditions pretty interesting, and let me tell you, the conditions are people are going to notice something about this, Liz. I'm going to say this now because we're just looking at the umpires on the screen. There's only 2 boundaries out there today, and they're going to be doing one side of the oval only, which means that when the ball goes out of bounds for the rest of the game, it will be brought in 15 metres and thrown up. So best alert people to this now. Thanks,
Ash. So the last most recent matchup between these two teams was round 5 of this season at Stanley Tipalura Oval, of course, which is over in Warramunga on the Tiwi Islands, and the Tiwi Bombers won that game by 15 points, Ash.
Yeah, they did, and PINTs were probably hoping to actually upset them, but that home ground advantage, of course, it was 988 days, I think it was, since the Bombers' last win, and so they actually had a lot to play for, and they went and did that in front of their home crowd, and a big crowd it was. So.
Well, there's a couple of names on the team sheet that stand out for me for the Tiwi Bombers, and one of them is Shannon Rioli, the St Mary's absolute superstar, and he's gone to play for the Tiwi Bombers this season, and he'll bring that experience to the team. Yeah,
and they've also got not only Shannon, but he's going to complement Ben Rioli, who's also named up the top there wearing number 2, and Harley Bonnell has also been named in the lineup as well. So 3 good running players there that bring certain quality into that midfield. It's whether or not they can match the depth. One thing we know about PINTs, and you and I have been lucky enough to watch them the last few weeks, is first of all at their home ground here at DXC Arena, they're very hard to beat, and they finish off games very, very strongly.
They do. They love a home crowd here, but there's also a great Tiwi contingency here. All the Rioli family are here. I walked in past Sabo and all the family, but yeah, the PINTs home ground advantage is actually a big one. So I was talking to Silver Yusuf this morning at basketball finals, Ash, and listening to his story about how he came up, and he's been a standout for PINTs this season as well.
He has. I think he's probably kicked one of the goal of the year contenders against the Eagles in one of the victories that PINTs had. In one of the victories PINTs had here. So he has certainly been quick firing. I think conditions today, because they are drier, will suit his style of play. He's very quick in and under, and good body. So Shannon Motlop has worked very hard with this unit to give them. We just see him come onto screen there, Shannon Motlop. He's worked very hard with PINTs to give them a structure, and Silver Yusuf and the other boys up forward, Trotter, and also the bigger players there, Brock Carter, have also fitted in. Kneeled as well, I see, has made his way back into the lineup.
Yeah, Matt Ryan, the captain, the Ryan brothers have been great as well. Silver Yusuf's actually got cousins up here, Ash, so he's moved up for the season and he loves it. So hopefully the NTFL competition gets to see him for years to come. We're starting just a minute or 2 late, so everyone's out there now. The umpires got the ball, and we should be able to get this match underway here at DXC Arena in Darwin on beautiful Larrakia country.
Yeah, just looking at it there, it's going to be Brock Carter, who had a big game, has had several big games in the ruck for PINTs, will be coming up against Sammy D'Souza. And it will be getting underway. We're just waiting for that siren to go here. Conditions almost perfect here at DXC Arena. Hardly a cloud in the sky. Carter, one out by Carter. He taps it down to the side. Immediately they get the ball wound through Penrith. Then it's still under pressure there. The PINT's trying to bring it forward. Out comes Cruz. Couldn't get a hold of it for Tiwi. They go back to Ben Rioli. Spins out of trouble. Gives a handball over the top, bouncing. Free kick's been found. It's going to go to Ben Rioli. I'd suggest it was probably a little bit high late.
Wearing the trademark helmet that we've been used to Ben wearing over the last couple of decade or so in territory footy.
Actually, it'll go to Adam Tippenwoody, who then goes back in board to Ben Rioli anyway. Ben then brings it out to the commentary side. Has a bounce and then puts it on the boot, looking for Harley McCarthy. Got his hands on it, taps it in front. Tiwi Bombers away. Around is Munkara. Then he puts it in, and again, beautiful pick up and pass. Braden Rioli there.
So Braden, the younger brother of Tiger star Daniel, played a little bit of footy at St Mary's, but been with the Tiwi Bombers for the last couple of seasons.
Harley Bennell just going in there to give him some words of encouragement. I think Braden Rioli's going to have a shot here, Liz. And why wouldn't he? If he puts it up towards that left-hand goalpost, the breeze should do the work. Braden Rioli just sets it up. Lovely, setting it up. They liked it in the square, but it's just pushed off to the left and through for a point for the first score of the game.
So at the 1.5 minute mark of the first quarter, yep, the Tiwi Bombers with 1 point, and Pint will bring it back in. So pleasing signs for Tiwi Bombers early, getting that ball back down to their scoring end and having the first shot on goal.
Yeah, Mitchell Lowe will restart it for Pints. He goes out, gets it outside. They're looking for Carter. D'Souza and him in the air. Munkara again on the board, puts it inboard, looking for his teammate in Tipalura, Stanley Tipalura. Handball back inside, looking dangerous here, the Bombers. Braden Rioli with an inside out, goes across the face of goal and picks out his teammate Dunn. And Michael Dunn playing unusually up forward today. He's been a backman most of his time with the Bombers. He
has, but he's been around for a long time. He'd be close to 200 games, and obviously part of the famous Dunn family from the Tiwi Islands, and the Dennis Dunn Trophy is named after an uncle. And he puts that straight through the middle.
Beautiful.
And puts the fingers up to indicate that Tiwi Bombers have got the first score on the board.
Well, you'd be very happy with that start. And they come in to congratulate him from all over the ground, do the Bombers. Bombers players, all very, very happy.
So at the 2.5 minute mark of the first quarter, Tiwi Bombers 1-1-7, leading Pint yet to score. And Ash and I are just sharing a team sheet here because we're a bit short on paper today. So
thinking about the environment,
we're commentating outside. It's
we're thinking about the environment, not using as much paper.
No aircon, no paper.
Well, we're even using one less boundary umpire. Just to keep things conservative.
Keeping it real.
Yep. Umpire Jared Collins in the middle. Liam Dye and Daniel Lancaster are the umpires today. Collins will restart it. Carter wins out again. Couldn't get his hands on it. There was Chalmers. Now it comes out, and here they go again through Stanley Tipalura, looking for Dunn. In front of him, though, chopping it out was Lewis George. He gets his handball chopped off. In there was Alex Harvey. Kick out. Bouncing ball. Ben Rioli's going to lead the race to it. Picks it up first time. Handballs off to McCarthy. And the ball will go out of bounds. Umpire Ferry will throw it in.
And we've seen early, Ash, just the class that Ben Rioli brings to the back line for Tiwi Bombers. Both of Pint's entries have been cut off by Ben.
Yeah, he certainly has the ability to read the play beautifully. Spent a stint down at South Fremantle as D'Souza gets it out. And they put it straight on the boot up to centre wing. But in there is Mitchell Lowe. And Lowe will take it and then go sideways. Harvey again. Wrapped up. Tippenwoody. And just held to him. And the ball will be thrown up. So really working very hard. Neild has made his way into the middle of the ground. Brock Carter is there. Smothered off the boot. Bombers go into attack again, looking for Bennell, who's made his way to full forward. Off hands. Can he lead the race to the ball? He can. Class, clever. Bennell with a little soccer. No. Then tries to pick it up. Comes to Rioli. It's a goal.
How many times have we yelled that out?
No. All clear? No, it's been touched. So Bennell couldn't quite get it back before it went over the line.
Not for Endeavour.
In fact, there's going to be a consult on this, but just going to ask the question of what did the boundaries see? But I suggest it's gone across the line just as Bennell got it back.
Yeah, before Braden kicked it. But so, really encouraging signs for the Tiwi Bombers then, and Harley Bennell working super hard. So Pints will bring it in again. They're going to bring it across to the Pints club side.
Low, looking for Carter. Has it punched away from him.
Yeah,
Good contest there.
Late spoil by Wiley there.
Kneeled. Just puts it out in front. Cruz overruns it. Comes to Penrith. Back in board. Onto George, who gets wrapped up beautifully by Cunningham. And Dale Cunningham will go back and have a kick. Well, a little bit more intent and intensity. Gives it off to Paddy Heenan, another veteran in this Bombers side. His kick finds plenty of space, but not much else. And it's going to be picked up by McMahon. He gives it over the top to his running teammate, Trotter, who's come a long way up from half forward. Trotter sends it up in the direction of Silver Yusuf. We were talking about him before the start of the game. In there is Cruz. Hurried handball out. Out through Adamson. Oh, looking for Shannon Rioli. His first touch. Regathers off the bounce. Then puts it in a little short pass looking for Bennell. Bennell with a little bit of timely body work. Comes to bouncing for him. He gets inside the 50. Sets it up across the face of goal, but it's going to bounce. In fact, it's going to bounce and stay in. They're going to bring it back out. They're going to take the risk, Pints. Mitchell Lowe gives it off to his teammate in Smith. Ethan Smith goes in short. Picking out Mullane. Mullane across to the running teammate in Taylor. Taylor will have to get it on quickly, and he does, and finds Yusuf. Yusuf looks in board. He's got Trotter if he wants him. Picks him out too. Has his legs taken out from underneath him. And there'll be a 50. Yes, there will be. So it was after the mark was taken. Good decision there. And the one putting him under pressure was Lanyon. But Trotter, well, Liz, we've seen him from here before. This is well within his range and well within his target capability.
Yeah, absolutely. And Pint, just with the weight of numbers, bringing it down the wing there, just had no pressure from Tiwi, who were caught unawares or caught short. And as a result, Pint lining up for their first major. Let's see what he can do with this one.
First real shot at goal for the Green Ants. And Trotter. He's had a bag of 6 previously this season. And he's underway again. So he gets the Green Ants' first goal.
Yep, the 7.5 minute mark of the first quarter. So the scores now, Tiwi Bombers 1-2-8, leading Pint 1 straight goal 6. Jet Trotter in the number 8 with their Pint's first goal.
They moved it out of full-back. They took the risk, really, because it wasn't like they didn't have any other Bombers players around them. Braden Rioli was in there. And they were prepared to back themselves. Paid off in the end. They went from coast to coast.
It sure did. So 8 minute mark of this first quarter. It is hot today. So there's a lot of pink rehydration specialists out there, Ash.
It's that kind of day for it. Andrew Jones has gone into the ruck for the Green Ants. And just trying to pick up who's gone into the ruck there for the Tiwi Bombers. And it's not Dion. One out, though, easily by Carter. Taylor can't get it for the Green Ants. It's picked up, though, by the Adamson. Just trying to get themselves out of trouble here. Upper to me. And the Bombers just getting it out of their defence. Adamson again. Dances around one, then puts it on the left boot. He's got Shannon Rioli there. Couldn't quite get it. And the ball has gone out of bounds. And it's play on now. It's come into Taylor, who spills what he should have taken, so puts himself under pressure. Has to hurry his handball away. And there's a high tackle in there, and it'll go to the Bombers. It'll go to the Pints as well. So the Green Ants just maintaining possession on that far side.
It's just a bit of a lull at the moment. Even the crowd have gone quiet. So everyone just, hit that halfway mark of the first quarter. Everyone's gone bananas for the first 10 minutes and just sorting it out now.
Heenan with that mark intercept and gives it off to Bennell. Bennell then sends it across. He's got the running McCarthy if he wants him. Cleaned up at the back, though. There's Peter Apatami. He gives it back. McCarthy just puts it on the boot. Wiley got his hands on it. He's going to get caught, gives it out. This is dangerous. Michael Dunn puts it on the boot inside the 50. So D'Souza with a punch away. Here they go again, the Bombers. Kicked off the top. Tipalura was in there. They come out of it, though, the Green Ants through Taylor. And then on to Harvey. Harvey's got get his kick away, and he does. Silver Yusuf up in the air. Rebound straight away. Has a bounce. can go for the kick. Instead, he handballs to a Bomber opponent, and Rioli lucks a fortune, slips over, which is probably lucky for the Green Ants because he was away otherwise.
Yeah, it's going to be a 50-metre penalty as well for just him impeding the mark, I think, Ash.
Yeah, so umpire Lancaster calling stand.
Benny's taking a long time to get to that 50. He's not going to play on quickly. So, like I said, great to see Ben back playing NTFL.
Yeah, and this is, you would think, well within Ben Rioli's kicking range.
He's a defender, Ash, though. He wouldn't go forward too often.
No, and it's going to bounce across and out of bounds on the full, and there'll be a kick in.
Ben's got an exciting couple of months coming up. He's going to become a first-time father, so congratulations to him and Tilly. So Tilly also a former NTFL footy star.
Mitchell Rowe gives it off to the Thomas shot. Been one of Pint's better players all season. He picks out Trotter. Trotter on his left, can go in short if he wants him, looking for Neild. Comes back, though, to his teammate in Harvey. Harvey just puts it across the face of goal. And
he had a player open there.
And I think the player was asking, why didn't you give it to me?
Was, asking for it. So, another behind. The score now, Tiwi Bombers 1-2-8, leading Pint 1-1-7. We're at the 11.5-minute mark of the first quarter here at DXC Arena.
Whistle's gone, and not sure what's going on. They've just moved it out.
Yeah, Tiwi Bombers have got the kick on the far side.
And they're going in short, keeping possession. Adamson with it here. Adamson just plays on around the mark. Just punched away there by Tim. It's loose again. Numbers around the ball for the Green Ants, though. Have to go under pressure. Tries to take the tackler on and gets wrapped up. And free kick has gone against the Pints player. Made no attempt to get rid of it. D'Souza will actually be the one that's the beneficiary. He gives a handball off. It's socket off the ground, though. Well, opportunity missed there, perhaps, I think, possession-wise. Tiwi Bombers could have done a little bit more with that. Still just 1 point the difference here. We've gone 12 3/4 minutes.
We've got both coaches coaching down at ground level today, sitting under a marquee with their support staff.
I think they're getting a feel for the ground conditions. D'Souza in the ruck there. Free kick's been found, ruck infringement. It'll go to D'Souza over the top of the shoulder.
Been busy, the big man, in the first quarter.
He has. It all starts with him. He's certainly got a quality midfield to work with, that's for sure. Rioli, Bennell. 2 Riolis, Bennell.
3 Riolis.
Well, 3. As Shannon Rioli, there's one of them. Sends it inboard. But it's going to be marked there comfortably, though, by Tom Gaydon, who plays on quickly. Gaydon has got Silver open. Bouncing ball. He really doesn't have anyone in front of him. He can have a bounce now himself. He tries to run around Bennell. Bennell wraps him up. The handball gets intercepted by Puruntatameri. Now it's in the hands of Bennell. Bennell just goes over the top. He's got Michael Dunn. Michael Dunn can run inside 50 if he wants, and he does. Just sets it up high. It's going through. What a great goal.
That is a beautiful kick off the boot on the run from Michael Dunn. As I said, a very experienced NTFL player, and another goal on the board to the Tiwi Bombers. We're at the 14-minute mark of the first quarter. Tiwi Bombers 2-14, leading Pint 1-1-7.
That's Dunn's second goal for the quarter. One coming from a set shot and then one on the run. But it was Bennell who helped set that up.
Just the pressure, Ash. Yep.
Put the tackle on Silver Yusuf, and Puruntatameri came in to assist. Gary Puruntatameri, and then it was over, and there was Michael Dunn. Happy to get it again.
Well, he's a premiership player. He played in premiership back in 2011-12. He played juniors with St Mary's, but he's been a real leader at the Tiwi Bombers, and as I said, part of the very famous, very well respected, and very sporty Dunn family. Certainly is.
So D'Souza's gone back into the middle against Carter. Just one out by Carter. Waits down. Penrith can't quite pick it up, so he soccers it forward a little bit. Souza trying to reach in. Shannon Rioli's in there, knocking it forward. Bennell can't get quite clean grips. Neither can Taylor from Green Ants. He dragged it back in and then pushes it back out. Shannon Rioli's in there with good body. Handball out comes to Bennell. Good vision. It's going to bounce and bounce inside the 50. I think the boundary line is going to beat it, everyone, and it does.
Harley Bennell's probably been a bit overshadowed in the NTFL this season, Ash, with the amount of ex-AFL players that have been playing across the teams, but he's been a fantastic attribute to the Tiwi Bombers.
He has. He's been reliable. He's been a reliable contributor.
He's getting involved behind the scenes too, which I love, living up here and over at the Tiwi Islands in the community.
Smothered off the boot. Taylor. Handball. Still keeping the pressure. They want to keep it in here. Brandon Rioli over the top. Comes to Munkara. Danger here on the lead. And thought he had a hand on it. Tipalura couldn't quite get a hold of it. Tipalura just steps inside, then puts it on the inside out and through for a point. Stanley Tipalura there. Danger.
Well, it was almost a great mark, like you said, Ash. It was just the last minute the ball went to ground. It would have been goal of the year if he finished on that. But again, Tiwi Bombers with the ball in their forward line. The score now 2-3-15 to point 117.
Yeah, Mitchell Lowe has got to go short, and he does. He's been told to play on, though, was Harvey. Oh, sorry, McMahon. They got it out onto centre wing. McMahon's following it up from his own kick. And they made it across to half forward, but it's all Tiwi Bombers, picked out by Cruz. Oh, Munkara there. Just slotted in between the two Green Ants players and got the mark. He gives it over to Dunn. Danger. Munkara gets it back, then gets wrapped up by two Pints players and gets pinged for holding the ball. And they move it on very, very quickly to the Green Ants. Sent back inside, and he's just picked out his teammate there. Jones has been operating as a second ruckman. Now he's going to go a long way back and have a shot at goal. So this, for their second deliberate shot at goal, or third deliberate shot at goal, Jones puts it up long and high and pushes it to the right. So they're actually kicking into a slight breeze, Liz.
They are, and it actually, I just felt that come across as you said that, and you can hear it in our mics because we are standing on the boundary. It's actually quite refreshing because it's pretty still here today. But yeah, another behind for Pint. So Tiwi Bombers will bring it back in.
Hooker just kicks it long. They all set themselves there, and there's a marking infringement, and it'll go the way of.
I think it's Jack Adamson for the Tiwi Bombers, and he grabbed his knee and he's hit the ground. I don't think he'll be able to take his kick, and no. Harley Bennell's asking for the ball. I think he's going to have to go off. So
he got taken out there by by Corey Tim in that contest.
And he looks like he's in a fair bit of pain. So hopefully nothing serious for Adamson from the Tiwi Bombers. Sandy Dirksen, the trainer there, long-time volunteer in NTFL footy.
And the clock has stopped, so we'll see what happens next. And suggest he's going to be helped to his feet, but doesn't look good. He can't put any weight on it. Bennell just trying to help him there. Trainers have now got him under their arms. Yeah,
so that's a shame for Tiwi Bombers, and if he does stay off, they'll be down a rotation on a hot day. But a free kick to the Tiwi Bombers, and Harley Bennell will take that.
Well, doesn't look good for Adamson at all.
Yeah, he's really letting that leg just hang, so obviously can't hold it up.
No, they're just going to wait for him to get a bit further away from play before they restart. But Harley Bennell will restart play. I don't know that he's got hold of the ball yet. Now he's got a hold of it, so he can look up forward. He's got D'Souza if he wants him. And he just goes in short, got told to play on. Just coming across there and taking that mark was Lanyon. And Lanyon doesn't have a lot to kick to, so he's got to go back in board and picks out Hooker, who's come up from the defensive half. Hooker goes in short. The pass was good. Couldn't quite get a hold of it, though. Corey Tim dives on top of it. He's got to be careful here. And he's got away with it in the end.
Yeah, some good pressure by Wiley there, but it'll be a ball up. So, still in the square.
Sousa took front position. Shot couldn't quite get it away. Bennell can't get clean possession either. Chalmers. He's got to go underground. They've got time and runners here. Tregoeth goes across to centre half forward. Back inboard. Heenan picks out Lanyon. Fingertip mark, but he's got possession of it. Lanyon. He's got Shannon.
Shannon Rioli. Numbers out here on the Pints Club wing side. Shannon Rioli just slowing it down.
Bennell just turned around, but it was Chalmers with one hand who gets hurried on the kick. Got told to play on. It's gone in the hands of Shannon Rioli, who sends it back inside 50. Instead, it's going to land in the hand of Doyle. And Patrick Doyle will send it across. Former Nycliffe player Patrick Doyle comes across to Mullane on a bounce. 2 bounces. Can he get clean possession under pressure from Dunn? It's 2-on-1. They run away with it, though, the Green Ants. Couldn't quite get a hold of it, was Mead Harding. Under pressure. To Heenan. Goes back over comes back inboard looking for Lanyon. Then on to Boss. Boss's handball over the top again. Comes to Trotter. Trotter with a short pass looking for Neild. He's picked him out in the wing on the in the far right-hand pocket there.
Well, it was Trotter that kicked the first goal for Pints of the game, and now he's had a hand in setting up this second one, if Neild can finish it off.
Tough angle. And he's probably going to have to sit it up to that left-hand goalpost and hope that the wind will bend it a little bit. Bend it a little bit like Beckham.
Bend it like Beckham. The soccer's been very exciting the last few weeks.
A few upsets overnight. And he's put that through for a point. So at the moment, Pints not capitalising on opportunities.
Yeah, and you can just see Coach Shannon Motlop just trying to yell out to them, but he'll have a lot to say. He'll bring them in to regroup at quarter time, and he's very experienced footy brain, as we see the kick in turned over there. Pints intercepting it.
Mitchell Lowe, he's got time to set it right up, and he does. Was looking for Jones. Patted out by him. Yusuf comes in. The sliding player there was Ben Rioli. Couldn't quite get it clear. Socket off the ground. Let go. Play on is the call. It's 3-on-1. Looks dangerous. It gets out into space. It's a foot race here. It's not going to be kept in, though. Mitchell Lowe was there with good body, and the ball will be thrown in.
22.5-minute mark of the first quarter, so not too much longer to go. And Tiwi Bombers with a nice little lead.
Yeah, they've really worked hard in this first term. Carter, one out, hands there. Taylor with a hurried handball. It comes to Bennell with a handball over the top. Oh, wrapped up and taken high, I thought, in the first instance.
He didn't have it in the second instance, and that's what the umpires paid the free kick for. So
and that's going to go to Wiley.
Tiwi Bombers, another opportunity to get a goal on the board before the end of this first quarter.
Well, Wiley thought about going backwards to hooker there. I don't know that was good football. That would have been good football. Instead, he goes up looking for Cunningham. Dale Cunningham got a hand on it. Now he's still got it moving forward.
Yeah,
handball over the top. He got held Cunningham without possession, and he's going to earn himself a free kick.
It's a clever trait of Tiwi football, Ash. They just tap it in front of them
and then throw their arms out.
Yeah. And you see it in the women's game as well. They're very clever.
Oh, Dunn was an opportunity. Dunn presented himself beautifully, and it was punched and gone out of bounds on the spoil there by Lewis George.
So just inside the Tiwi Bombers 50-metre arc. Dangerous for point.
Gary Purintatameri just waited, didn't actually go. Shannon Rioli on his hands and knees. Lanyon's in there, comes out to Chalmers, then onto the running teammate in McMahon. McMahon across to Lewis George. And they can settle it down. The Green Ants has come back to McMahon, who's got to get it on the first bounce. Hit by Ben Rioli, but just in time he got it away.
Benny's been on the weights over in South Fremantle. He's looking a bit stockier than he has in the past.
Yeah, he looks fit.
And by stocky Ben, I mean fit, not... That was a compliment, and good to see him playing that physical game, putting the pressure on the Pints.
That's right, I saved you there, Liz.
Thank you. Benny and I go way back. He knows I love him. He's a champion for NT Thunder, champion at St Mary's, and giving back to the Tiwi Bombers now.
He is. They can settle it down here, and they're going to just send it out of their danger zone, moving it forward. Carter with a bit of body. Couldn't quite get clean possession, though. Gives it out to Mullane. And they can try and get it forward. It's just fingertip stuff there from Trotter, and the siren will sound as to end the first quarter here at DXC Arena.
So the Tiwi Bombers leading Pint 2-3-15 to 1-3-9. We'll go to the quarter time break and be back for the second quarter very soon. Welcome back to DXC Arena for the second quarter of this round 11 2022-23 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League game between PINT and Tiwi Bombers. Going into the second quarter, and it is the Tiwi Bombers leading 2-3-15 to PINT 1-3-9. Ash.
One out by Brock Carter there. PINT kicking to right to screen. Cleaned up though by Cruz. Confidence now inside the way the Bombers are attacking the football. Munkara's in there against Lewis George. Munkara gets it, tries to tap it out. Coming in to help him was Cunningham. Cunningham now gets it, bounces around, runs, uses some pace. Shannon Rioli tries to tap it on cleverly to Cunningham. They can almost get it there. It's 2-on-1. Up against it is Lewis George. Cunningham tries to put his hand out, though. It's going to be cleaned up by Taylor. One of the Green Ants' better players in that first quarter. Picked up, though, by Hooker from the Bombers. Hooker sends it up, bringing the ball to ground. Infringement in the marking contest. The free kick, I think, is going to go to PINT.
It is, and the PINTs player very slow to get up there.
That's
Carter. Carter, who's been, we were just saying in the breakout, he's been great for PINTs in the first quarter. Yeah, he was.
He hasn't had it all his own way in the ruck, but he certainly had been giving PINTs first use where he can.
And Tiwi coach Brenton Toy just going to get the ball for Carter. Well done, Toysy.
Yeah, good bloke he is. As Brock Carter has to look inside, he's got Mullane if he wants him, he ignores him. He's going to go in short and picks out Doyle. Is it Doyle? And they come over the top there. And they go to Harvey. Got a runner on the outside, which was Taylor, and he ignores him. Instead goes to Trotter, who's come a long way up from half forward. Trotter off Mead Harding. Paddy Heenan's in there.
Oh,
he's pinged him for a throw.
I thought there was hands there. I'll give Tiwi Bombers the benefit out.
I'd like to see that. I would like to see that again, as Thomas Schott is the receiving end of the free kick.
It was slick, but I thought it was there. Anyway, PINTs with the free kick.
Schott sends the Green Ants inside the 50 for the first time this quarter, and there's a hold, and it's going to go to PINTs, and it's going to go to Christopher Neild.
Well, a real opportunity here for PINT. Ben Rioli.
No, in fact, it's sorry, Liz. It's going to go to Patrick Doyle.
Yep,
sorry,
that's all right.
Keep going.
I was just saying, Benny Rioli just having a chat to the umpire there and asking what the infringement was for.
Yeah, there was just a hold in that marking contest there with one of the PINTs players.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it was Ben or someone else, but PINT's now having a shot on goal.
Doyle, who normally plays up back, makes no mistake, up forward.
Yes, the goal umpire did not move. So at the 2.5-minute mark of the second quarter, it is PINTs through Doyle getting their second goal. All the twos, Ash.
Yes, yes, it is.
Sound like I'm calling bingo at St Mary's. Just writing that one down on our score sheet. Well done, Patrick Doyle.
Well, there was only 6 points the difference. Tiwi Bombers held a 6-point advantage at the quarter-time break. Scores are now level as we approach the 3-minute mark. But Tiwi certainly have started with a lot of confidence. Just the way that they ran through the midfield just then. Attack on the ball was very positive. Cruz just demonstrating that confidence early on. But just a turnover there and a free kick and a bounce, the ball goes the right way for the Green Ants as we go back into the middle. To Souza versus Carter. One out by Carter again. They're still loose on the ground. Taylor with a hurried handball out. Comes across to his teammate Boss. Boss just put it on the boot looking for a contest. Mead Harding was in there. So too is Jones. Taylor has made his way down from the contest. Comes out to Jones. Then around to a teammate in Schott. Schott gives it off to the running Carter. And here they come again. Mead Harding. Mead Harding picks out Jet Trotter, who thought about going. Tried to suck the Tiwi player in McCarthy, but didn't.
Yeah, Trotter just all on his own there, just the ability to lose the player and takes an uncontested mark, which so Tiwi just need to really man up, because this will be the second goal in a row and in a number of minutes for PINTs if he puts it through.
Yeah, he's going to have to sit it up, and at that right-hand goal post, they've all set themselves there. He's a left footer. Not a bad-looking kick off the boot. Certainly their teammates like it, and they're all going over to him.
Yeah, and the goal umpire didn't move again, and that's the advantage of a home ground, Ash. You know, they practice on this ground, and so he knew exactly where to put it up. They know the conditions, and it went straight through. So PINT are going to hit the lead now, and the score 3-3-21 to Tiwi Bombers 2-3-15.
And that was Trotter's second goal. He got one in the first, which was useful. And now he's got the second.
Yeah, he's been excellent for Pint today. And like I said, in the first quarter, Coach Shannon Motlop would have had a good chat to the boys at quarter time, going in to the quarter time breakdown, and they've come out firing in the second quarter.
Well, Pints have done this to a few sides this year where they've sort of been a bit slow out of the box. D'Souza getting a hold of it there.
That kind of a day, I think, Ash, a 3 o'clock game on a Saturday close to Christmas. So
yeah, I think so.
Takes us all a while to warm up, and we'll see a free kick there paid for a high infringement, and that'll go to Pint again.
Taylor looked at giving a handball off. Now he does to the running teammate, and his teammate was Matty Ryan, the skipper. But not a great kick from the skipper, and it goes out of bounds.
No, and he's just reenacting it there, Matty, from the Goulburn Valley. He's very well respected here at Pint, and his dad, Farmer Ryan, played for Lancaster Wombats.
There you go.
How's that for a footy team name, the Wombats?
Not too bad at all. Flyers punched away, and there was McMahon, sorry. Couldn't quite get clean possessions, taken high. Free kick will be found and paid. Really putting their head over the ball, the Green Ants this time. Again, the look there was for Neal, who gets it on the second grab.
Well, he's been very exciting for Pint this season, and yeah, I thought he wasn't going to take that, but second grab and another shot on goal in a number of minutes for Pint. It's the 6-minute mark of this second quarter, and like you said, they've come out firing. He
split the webbing in his fingers a few weeks ago, did Christopher Neal, so he's obviously that's healed, because he is being far more active than I've seen him since that injury.
It's always the smallest injuries that hurt the most too.
Yeah. And he comes in and lines it up, but he's pushed it out of bounds on the full, missed everything altogether. Yeah, that breeze has just kicked up a little bit. We can feel it coming through. So Tiwi Bombers to take the kick in there. Looks like Nicholas Hooker. Yeah, Hooker will start it next to that point post. He's got Bennell there if he wants to go to him, and he does in the end. Didn't have any major options available to him, but he chose Bennell. Bennell just grabbed out of it there was Lanyon, just plucked it out of the air. He's got Munkara inboard, and he does. So Munkara in the middle corridor can then bring it out to the side, but it's not a great kick. It's going to be intercepted, though, by Ryan. It's come back in the hands. Doyle is in there. Munkara as well for Tiwi Bombers. Play on is the call. Just let go. Hooker's come up from the defensive 50. His kick, though, falls into the hands of the Pints player there. In Corey Tim, they're wrapping it out. Bennell just spins out of trouble. A throw has been pinged, and it was Jerome Tippermanamiri. And they can now seriously go inside that 50, can Pints, except they've got to contend with David Cruz, who has been a thorn in the side for Pints for most of this game. So David Cruz. Yeah, former Wanderers player David Cruz. His mum's a Wheatra, so he's from very strong footy genes. Yeah, he's been very good today. Good defensive, solid effort, and he's proven to be a thorn on the side as it went out to D'Souza, and then it's been punched out of bounds where there was Braden Rioli and Silva Youssef contesting. So the ball's going to be brought in 15 metres. Just the two boundary umpires today. And on that side, there's none. So the ball is brought in 15 metres and will be balled up. Yep, AFLNT always on the lookout for more umpires, Ash. So yes, they are.
Jump on their socials if anyone's interested in giving it a go, even if you want to help your own club out on match day. Well, Hooker's just been pinged for holding the ball there. He made no attempt. It was a good tackle there from Trotter, and he's gone. And I've got to say to you, this is danger territory for the Tiwi Bombers as Trotter, just wobbly old kick, sends it up looking for Doyle, off hands and out of bounds, and the ball again will be a stoppage and it'll be thrown up. Well, it's definitely been the scoring end today, Ash, but like you said, it is danger territory. Tiwi Bombers were so impressive in the first quarter, and they'll really want to rebound here, and they need to get a goal just to stay in touch, and not that they're out of touch, but just get some momentum back. As Hooker puts it on the boot and sends it out, punched away from Bennell, ducking his head though. Oh. Well, he had his head down over the ball. Bennell trying to drag him up. Yeah, Bennell wasn't too happy about it, but good sportsmanship shown in the end, and a Pint free kick. McMahon will go back and have the shot at goal. Damien McMahon, again, been one of the better players for Pints in and out of the game, has been a good link man when he's had to be, and now he goes back to have a shot at goal. So we could see this 6-point margin expand a little bit here, keeping in mind Pints were 6 points down to the quarter-time break. As McMahon comes in and with a little skip, he seals it.
And so they suddenly take a 12-point lead.
Yeah, you called it, Ash. Dangerous for the Tiwi Bombers, and it was Pints that finished off with the goal through McMahon. So they advance now. That's 4 goals, 2 to Jet Trotter, 1 to Patrick Doyle, and the 4th one to Damien McMahon. So just ticking over the 10-minute mark of the second quarter here at DXC Arena, and Pints 27 leading the Tiwi Bombers 15 as a big cheer goes up in the crowd as the rotations come through the bench.
Yeah, we'd want to see, I think if I was Brenton Toy at this stage, at this point in the quarter, I'd want to see us attacking that, having a real attack at the goal and perhaps starting something out of the middle. We've got Desmond Tippermanamiri in the middle. Whistle's gone because Shannon Rioli's sort of gone from one end to the other, so there'll be a warning to the Tiwi Bombers about not starting correctly. And so one more and then it'll be a free kick to Pints. So Desmond Tippermanamiri will have to go up against Brock Carter. Bit of a height difference, although I guarantee you the vertical leap of Tippermanamiri will be pretty good, and it is, and he wins out. Although it's picked up by Taylor, who sharked it. He's punched away by Bennell. Coming through was Braden Rioli, wrapped up there. And in the back, though, play on advantage is given. Trotter just sends it up to full forward. The flyer is Jones, got one hand on it. Bombers are going to get out of trouble here, and they do. He's got space there. Tippermanamiri, the second ruckman, has got time to lead. He does. He soccers it off the ground, which is clever. In there is Michael Dunn. Dunn puts it on the boot, sends it inside 50. Paddy Heenan's got one hand on it. Coming out to get it was the big man, Purintatameri, Gary Purintatameri. And a holding the ball decision has been paid. And it'll go against Paddy Heenan. And it'll go to Pints, who can steady it down and come out of defence. Not a great kick to Mullane. He gets it on the first bounce, though. Puts it over the top to his running teammate in Taylor. Taylor then gives it off to Trotter. Trotter looks inboard, and he does. Oh, cutting it off there was Munkara, taken without it. Not happy, tells him so.
Oh, it's play on. Play
on his advantage. And the mark, free kick. The whistle gone? I think so. Mark's been paid.
Yeah, Dion just wanting to go on with it, but he got the free kick, and Tiwi Bombers just really need to settle here and consolidate and get a goal.
Well, I don't know if this is within Dale Cunningham's range, but he's certainly going to go back and have a shot at it. And why wouldn't he? He's directly in front. He's going to kick from outside 50, you would think. It's going to sit it up, and it's going to go out of bounds on the full. Didn't look like he kicked through that then, Liz, to me.
Yeah, no, and like you said, probably a bit out of his range, so Pine will bring it in. It's the 12.5-minute mark of the second quarter, so still plenty of this quarter to go. Tiwi Bombers really need to try and chop it off here and get a turnover.
Oh, danger here. There's a turnover in the middle corridor. The Green Ants are going to have to work hard to get it out of here. Under pressure, though. Second efforts from the Bombers forwards as it come to the hands of Munkara. Left foot around the shoulder.
Oh, wow. That would have been goal of the year.
And has gone through for a point.
Well, encouraging signs for the Tiwi Bombers here. They've still got it. If they can do that again and get a goal, that's just what they need.
Mitchell Lowe, I think he's going to give it off to Smith. And he goes very, very short to Ethan Smith. Stanley Tipalura has just come down, makes him work. He's got to go back to where Mitchell Lowe is. He's inside the goal square. Lowe now goes out, and he's fumbled it out wide. It's come to the hands of Cunningham again. On the run is Cunningham. He sits it up, and it looks like it's gone through. His teammates are extremely happy, and the all clear is given.
And Harley Bennell loved it. He put his hand up as soon as that boot came. The ball came off the boot, and that's exactly what the Tiwi Bombers needed, Ash. So great work there by Cunningham. He missed that shot, but to go and do a second effort, get the turnover and get a goal, well deserved. So the score now back to 5 points. Pint 4-3-27 to the Tiwi Bombers 3-4-22.
And good forward pressure there by the Tiwi Bombers. They really worked very hard at making sure that the ball stayed inside that 50. Didn't give them an easy outlet, and put the ball carrier under pressure, which is exactly what Cunningham did in the turnover, and then ran away from his opponent.
Yeah, 100%. It took Pints had 2 or 3 sort of kick-ins, and Tiwi Bombers just kept that pressure up.
Desmond again. Got it again, this time to Taylor, who was just sharking. Paddy Heenan's in there, dropped potentially what he could have taken. Comes out. Shot. Now they've really got a chance to set this up through Tregoeth. He has his kick interfered with. Lucky for him, it comes to Ben Rioli. Or unlucky for him, lucky for Rioli. Rioli can give it off to his teammate in McCarthy, who just settles it down.
Ben was running through the middle there, wanting it back.
Desmond Tippermanamiri steps around one. Kick's not great, but they've got time to get away with it, and they do. Cunningham, he's been very busy on that half forward. He's already had 2 shots at goal. Now he's creating avenues for his teammates.
Yeah, having a good second quarter.
Dunn got nudged underneath the ball. Almost got fingertips on it. Tregoeth steps once, steps twice. Gives it off to McMahon. McMahon just puts it on the boot long. Good body there, though, by Trotter.
Great contest there. Ben Rioli just worked off the ball. Well done to Trotter.
Oh, in fact, sorry, it was Christopher Neild. I should know this because Neild's boots are a bright colour of orange.
Got the orange boots on.
No, haircuts are similar, that's my issue. So I need to look at the feet, not the head.
So he's been coming all day today, but hasn't quite kicked the goal. So let's see what he can do here.
Had a shot on the other side and sprayed it. This one's a little bit better, but I think he's pulled it and it's gone off through for a point. So Neild's got 2 points so far, which is probably a bit of a let-off for the Bombers.
Absolutely. The 16-minute mark of the second quarter, it is 1 straight goal the difference.
As McCarthy sends it out wide and he picks out Tippermoody. Adam Tippermoody turns and goes. Kick is going to go over the top. Gary Purantatameri juggles it, then tries to farm off, gives a good handball over to Dunn. Dunn skirts and spins, then gets wrapped up and thrown to the ground, and he'll go for holding the ball. Very good, quick tackle there.
So a free kick to Pint on the far side in front of the DXC technology sign.
He's been told to play on. Dunn just goes to him. Shot, gives a handball off to a runner. Oh, chopping it off there is Bennell. Couldn't quite get clean hands on it. Came to the hands of Boss. Boss onto Taylor. He juggles it, then gives a hurried handball over. Onto Tregoeth, then onto Taylor. Taylor looking for Doyle, punched away from him. Doyle trying to keep it in front of him. Body over it. Now he's going to drop onto it. He's got to be careful here. And the umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt, and the ball will be thrown in. 17-minute
mark of the second quarter. In the Pints forward 50.
Hooker steps around and just decides to put it on the boot. Further away from goal, the better. It's going to bounce. Jones is there. But the ball will bounce out of bounds and will be brought in and thrown up.
There's a big crowd over there under the trees on the far side. Ash, maybe one of them could chuck on the umpire's Guernsey for throw-ins for the second half.
Well, they look like they're a visiting football side from somewhere, to be honest with you.
They do.
Liz, we'll have to see if we can find out who they are at
looking for the shade.
Half time. One out there by Jones for Pints. Everyone's just looking, waiting for the ball to stop. Hooker, he's just let go. Play on is the call. Shot with the handball out. Oh, dragged without it. Let go. Play on again. Touched off. Bennell couldn't quite Mullane. He's got to hurry. The handball. It's just going to bounce up. It's going to bounce up nicely into the hands of Harvey.
Tackle.
But he's wrapped up is Harvey. And by Abatamini, who gives it off to Hooker. Hooker's got to hurry now. The bounce of Dunn, and Michael Dunn just waited for that, and Lewis George took advantage to get in front of him when he did.
The ball going in to the Pint coaching tent, we'll call it. So it'll be a throw-in right on the wing in front of the crowd here at DXC Arena.
Set themselves up. Jones. Braden Rioli got hands on it, couldn't quite bring it down and grab it out. Now he's over it again, trying to tap it out. Dragged off it. Chalmers. Hurried kick. Brock Carter sets himself. The flyer at the back. Didn't quite see who that was. Whistle's gone. High tackle, and it's going to go to Tiwi. Support free kick. And it was, it's going to go to Madden. Madden goes back in borders. Dion Munkara. Quality. Sends it up forward. He's got Stanley Tipalura in the lead to the race to the ball. It's going to bounce around him, though. That's not good. Tipalura there putting the Pints player under pressure and go through for a point.
So time ticking on. We're 19.5 minute mark of the second quarter. It is right in front of the Tiwi goal. It's 1 goal the difference, or 5 points the difference. So Tiwi, a real opportunity here to get back in front, Ash.
Yeah, it is. The margin just getting out to 12 points, the most it's been. Had a bit of a turnaround, Pints, since that quarter time break. One out by Carter. Loose. Bennell can't get clean possession away. Carter's got to go onto his knees to get it back. Falls into the hands of Michael Dunn, who puts it on his boot. Oh,
there's a free kick.
Yeah, Gary Purantatameri there trying to channel some World Cup skill and couldn't do it. And instead gave away.
I've seen Shannon Rioli do that a few times over the years, but a free kick to Pint, so no score there.
It was a nice effort by Gary Purantatameri then.
That's the exciting thing about our territory footy, isn't it, Ash?
Yep, you never know what you're going to get or when. Over the back comes to Paddy Heenan. Heenan gives a handball over to Cunningham, then on to Heenan. Heenan can go inboard, and he does, and picks out Shannon Rioli, who put his hand up straight away to say, I'm not going anywhere except to have a shot, and he's going to give it over the top to Dion Munkara. So Dion Munkara, so they brought it all the way around through a series of short kicks, and Munkara will be directly in front. I think the distance won't be too bad, but I think the wind will be a problem.
Yeah, and we normally see Dion kicking those exciting goals on the run, you know, running down the wing, taking a few bounces, real Tiwi style. So let's see what he can do with a set shot.
He's directly in front, and he's not done a real good job. Didn't kick through it at all, and didn't stab at it, but didn't kick through it, and it's gone through for a point. Mitchell Lowe doesn't mess around. He just wants to get this on and up the other end as quickly as he can. And so they've got it moving straight away, the Green Hants. Just now being told to settle it down. We're 21.5 minutes into this second term. First half has been an arm wrestle. Over the back there with hands on it first was Matty Ryan. Couldn't get it cleanly. On his hands and knees was D'Souza, handball away. Pints are going to try and clean it up. And they are. Comes to Braden Taylor in the middle. Very, very good game as Braden Taylor. Here they go again, the Green Ants. Waited for it, did Jones. They can't quite get it cleanly though. Apidamini couldn't quite get it. Doyle can't pick it up. He's trying to knock it out. Comes over the top to Boss. Apidamini again. Just Doyle wraps up his opponent and pings, and he gets pinged for a high tackle, and it comes out to Heenan. Advantage paid, not a great kick, and Boss will chop it off for Pints, and he can send the Green Ants back into attack inside the 50. The lead was from Neild. Gets it down below, but can't quite get a hold of it. It's in the hands of David Cruz.
Been good today, Cruz.
He has. He's been difficult for the Pints forwards.
Very experienced player. He probably flies under the radar a little bit, but very experienced player in the NTFL.
McCarthy gives it back to Hooker. Hooker gives it off to D'Souza. Gives it on to Lanyon. Stepping around was Heenan, right foot. It's going to bounce in front of Pints, and then on Green Ants, and then on to Hooker again. It's punched away and go out of bounds. So players looking for respite there. Been a few goals kicked in this quarter. Pints have kicked 3 so far. The Bombers have kicked 1.
23.5 minute mark, Ash. Can't be too much longer to go.
No, you'd think it'd be about 4 minutes of time on.
Yep. And both teams will be looking for the break. A bit of rehydration and reset for a big second half.
And the siren sounds.
There's the sirens. So the score, Tiwi Bombers 3-5-23, trailing Pint 4-3-27. Some of the better players, just quickly, Ash, before we go to the break.
Oh, look, I've been, I think in this half, I think Pints have... the Pints work of Mitchell Lowe back, Brock Carter, Braden Taylor, Jet Trotter have worked very hard in this first half of footy. And for Tiwi, we saw Ben Rioli play a pivotal part in that first quarter, and I think Michael Dunn has also stepped up the other end of the ground. And David Cruz we saw in the towards the latter half of the half inject himself into the game. That they've done very well. Harley Bonnell early on, but he went missing a little bit in that second quarter. And then Shannon Rioli has come in and out of the game. And I've also been pretty happy with the way that Dale Cunningham has got himself into the game as well.
Yep, it's a tale of two halves though, Ash, and we'll go to the halftime break and be back very soon. Welcome back to DXC Arena for the second half of this round 11 2022-23 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League game between PINT and the Tiwi Bombers, and it is a 5-point ball game. PINT's snatching the lead in that second quarter after Tiwi led by 6 points at quarter time. Ash, we've got a really good game on our hands this afternoon.
Yeah, we have. The Tiwi Bombers really taking it to PINTs on their home territory. This quarter will be critical. I've seen PINTs a few times this year, and their third quarters have been outstanding, Liz. So we'll see if they can replicate it this time. They're running into the breeze, which makes it a bit of a challenge. And the Bombers have demonstrated that they're prepared to run and carry the ball. And we'll see what Brenton Toy has up his sleeve after half-time.
As you've mentioned a couple of times today, PINTs love the home ground advantage. There's a great crowd in today. PINTs have got all their supporters here. Their women's team play tonight. Tiwi Bombers have got some great support here as well, which is good to see. There's a big crowd over under the tree, which you can probably see on the broadcast, who St Mary's in Geelong, Ash.
Yeah, they're up here on a school football trip, and I understand they're playing St Mary's on Tuesday night.
They are. They're doing a bit of a, what do you call it, a cross-culture game or something like that, tour, and I've been told to give Phil Wilson a shout out. I went and had a chat to them all at half time, so they're having a great time, and great to see the Victorians up here enjoying NTFL footy. Well, better players so far today for Tiwi Bombers: Ben Rioli, Shannon Rioli, Michael Dunn, D'Souza, Harley Bennell and David Cruz. PINT's been well serviced by Jet Trotter, Brock Carter, Mitch, Lane and Braden Taylor, I think, as well, Ash.
Yeah, they've all contributed in and out. I got to say to you, though, PINTs have tried to lift, have worked very hard in that second term, particularly through Braden Taylor in the middle there and Brock Carter. But I got to tell you, the Tiwi defenders and David Cruz specifically and Ben Rioli in that first half, proving huge headaches for PINT's forwards.
They sure are. So play gets back underway here at DXC Arena for the third quarter.
Carter versus D'Souza. D'Souza won it out, but it's come into the hands of Elliot Chalmer, who puts it straight on the boot, looking for Silver Yusuf. He got one hand on it, then collects it on the first bounce, comes back to Taylor. Taylor, worthwhile contributor in that first half. Put under pressure, though, by Adam Tippenwoody, who goes short pass into his teammate there, Stanley Tipalura, onto D'Souza. D'Souza waited and then sent it inside 50. It's going to get chopped off. Oh, a spilled mark there. Mullane picks it up for PINTs, just puts it on the boot. Hasn't kicked it to anyone in particular. Mitchell's in there, but there's a sea of Tiwi Bombers. Shannon Rioli ended up with it and then got pushed in the back as a consequence.
And a free kick.
And will get a free kick on a slight angle, but only 25 out.
Yeah, Tiwi Bombers look like they've pushed Tipalura up the ground. He sort of stood in full forward for the first half, so they've swung the changes, and as a result, Shannon Rioli's going to have a kick on goal at the 1 minute mark of the third quarter. Well,
Brenton Toy's shown already at the start of the game that he wasn't afraid to throw things around. I mean, we've seen Michael Dunn go up forward as Shannon Rioli comes in, and he's not very far out, and he doesn't miss from there, and he's put it straight through the middle.
Well, Shannon Rioli, an absolute legend of NTFL footy, NT Thunder, St Mary's, premierships galore. He's done it all. Premiership player. I'll never forget that famous soccer kick where he won the grand final against Wanderers in a classic, rolling along the ground. He's silky skills and brings great leadership to the team. He's just indicating to the bench that he needs a drink of water. So, still got a bit to contribute in his career. So the score now, PINT 4-4-28, trailing the Tiwi Bombers 4-5-29. They've snatched the lead by a point again.
Brock Carter, one out by Carter from PINTs, wrapped up there by Lanyon. And Lanyon will be the last one off the ground. Tiwi Bombers. D'Souza took front position and consequently wanted out. Munkara tried to get his hands on it. He goes to ground, and we'll have our third ball up in 45 seconds.
And that's exactly the start Tiwi Bombers and Brenton Toy would have wanted, Ash. So
it is. Lewis George in front. PINTs now can run away with it through McMahon. He sends it up forward, and it's been marked there. They can just steady it down. I think it's McCarthy. No, in fact, not sure who that was. Oh, Madden. Now they can go out through centre wing. D'Souza set himself, gave his opponent a nudge in the back and will give away a free kick as a consequence.
Just getting a hug off one of Shannon Motlop's kids. Advantages of commentating outside. Pints trying to get their kick away here under pressure by the Tiwi Bombers.
And that's Thomas' shot. He's had to step around a couple, and he does. He doesn't kick it anywhere particularly except to space, and Silva Yusuf tried to get there to pick it up, but it goes out of bounds.
Yusuf's probably been a bit quiet today by his measure. They'd be looking for him to come into the game a bit more in this third quarter.
Well, one thing about this game is there's been a lot of run and carry, and that's, you would think, where Yusuf could be useful. And he hasn't been able to, as he's tried to get one hand there, wrapped up by Lanyon, and then he's tried to get it out again. Now he comes through on the right foot with a snap at goal, but it was smothered off his boot. And the ball will be cleared out by Stanley Tipalura with a long kick looking for Shannon Rioli, and it's punched away from him and will go out of bounds. And Shannon just putting his hand up to Stanley saying, thank you, that was a great pass.
Well, just the experience and composure that your Ben Riolis and your Shannon Riolis, Harley Bennell that bring to the team have really held them in good stead today. It
is, and they bring other players into the game, Liz. That's probably one of the more important things as well that they do, and they've been doing that. As it was shot that got it on the boot and straight out again. Backing into the pack was Cruz. Couldn't come up with it. Pints now going into there. It's going to fall back in the hands of Madden. Madden, last line of defence, gives it over to Hooker, but it's not going to be a great kick, although Hooker might get away with this. One-handed pick-up. He gets wrapped up by his opponent there, a little bit over the shoulder, and the free kick will go. Play on is the call. Hooker picks it up. He's wrapped up by Doyle High, I thought. And the umpire ruled that he was burrowing his head. There's a little bit of niggle.
Bit of a scuffle on.
Yeah, now Doyle lets him up properly.
Braden Rioli running to the bench for a rotation. Cool heads prevail. So it's the 5-minute mark of the third quarter.
Jones got a hold of it there. Trotter dances around one, then has to give a handball away, got met heavily. Comes to Taylor, who immediately went to ground. He's going to go for holding the ball. Now the Bombers can run it away. Handball there, over to Shannon Rioli. Rioli's got a dance around one, comes to Jerome Tipamanamiri. He puts it up over the top. He's only just come on. Desmond Tipamanamiri with a great mark there, falling back. Second ruckman. He's telling his players to move. He can kick long and across the ground. He had a target out the back, and he finds him beautifully. And it was Adam Tipperwoody who drifted down quietly. The running there from Tipperwoody was just elite, and just kept enough distance from his opposition player to be able to receive that mark pretty much uncontested on his chest. Yeah, but Adam Tipperwoody could see him and kept urging him to keep moving forward. It was right here in front of the commentary position. We could see Adam Tipperwoody drifting down. Now he's going to go back and have a shot. He's got the breeze over his right shoulder here at DXC Arena. And if he sits this up, then this is danger time, and they're applauding it straight away. And Tipperwoody gets his first for the day, and the Bombers sneak in front with their 5th goal of the day. What a great goal by Adam Tipperwoody. Such an excitement machine. He's been on the radar a couple of seasons ago of the AFL scouts, and he's played a fair bit of Victoria down south. So just really great play there by Adam Tipperwoody. And the score now, Tiwi Bombers 5-5 to Pint 4-4-28. Well, Tiwi just building it up there, and pretty impressed with Jerome Tipamanamiri then. He came on and got the hard ball over to Shannon Motlop, and then followed it up. Shannon and then over Rioli. To Desmond. Sorry, to Shannon Rioli. Wrong Motlop. Wrong Shannon. Wrong Shannon. But back in the middle, one out by Carter. Taken away there by Boss. Sending it straight into the full forward area. Punch clear away from Chris Neild. In there is Lanyon, steps around one, gives it off to Madden. Madden's kick will bounce and go out of bounds under pressure. He kicked. Just as he kicked, he was taken out. Pint's players appealing, but there's no way that that's deliberate. No. As he was kicked, he was knocked off his feet. But great defence again there by the Tiwi Bombers, Ash. Yeah, it was. Lanyon, and they really made Neil work for it, knocking it away from him, and then followed it up by running the ball out. So Bombers prepared to run off their men up back. One out there by Brock Carter. Taylor got off to his teammate and McMahon. He dances around one and then puts it onto his boot. Yusuf in, trying to get it. Wrapped up there was Neild. Lanyon over to Cruz. Handball out of here. Good confidence they've got it through McCarthy. They've got space out wide there with the runner. I think that's Munkara. No.
Looks
back
like Dion, the way he kicked it.
Yeah, it was Dion.
Hard to see across there, but yeah, good kick to a teammate.
And there's Jerome Tipper-Matamiri again. And he comes into Hooker. So they're just maintaining control. Hooker just shrugs off with his hips. Now he'll put it on the boot and send it inside 50. Desmond Timamatamiri coming out there to meet him with Stanley Tipalura as well. Mitchell Lowe cleaned up the loose ball and puts it on the boot over the top. And then wrapped up beautifully by the Tiwi forwards. Bennell couldn't quite get a hand on it. Rioli in there putting some pressure on Mullane. It's the no-look handball, comes away to McMahon. Then again on to Jet Trotter. McMahon gives it off to, gets it back and then sends it back inboard. It's going to bounce though in front of Shot. Shot just turns and takes one step and puts it on the boot out in front of Yusuf. It's not picked up. Now it comes to Yusuf. Yusuf on the run, right foot, open goal, puts it through.
Well, we said only a minute ago that Yusuf needed to come into the game, and he's answered it, Silver Yusuf, with a goal. He comes from Melbourne, as I said. I think he played for Avondale Heights and he's played for Altona there down in the strong Essendon District League. He's got cousins up here, so he moved up for the season and really enjoying his NTFL footy, and he's become a real cult figure at the Pint Footy Club, especially with those dreadlocks. So the score now, Tiwi still a 1 point lead, 5-5-35 to Pint 5-4-34.
Yeah, just 1 point the difference here.
And we just see Damien McMahon coming to the bench for Pint. He was instrumental in that play, and I believe he's the link between the St Mary's boys from Geelong here watching, so got the whole crowd around him.
Right. Back into the middle. Desmond Timamatamiri this time disweighted down, and then Trotter came through and got taken high. Call those in umpiring fraternities major and obvious. Oh, the kick was good from Trotter, but was too good. Dion Munkara got taken high as he got rid of it, and he'll get a free kick for his trouble. Bennell giving him an option, and he does. He takes it. There's Bennell. So Harley Bennell, ex-Gold Coast. Been a regular in the Bombers side so far this season, which has been useful. They've had stability. Lanyon just sends it along, looking for a contest. D'Souza got one hand up and a nudge at the same time. So he's got the free kick, D'Souza.
Getting some encouragement from the Pints fraternity on the side, but it was there.
D'Souza sends it inside the 50. Stanley Tipalura. Picked up there by Gary Purantatameri. Wow. Right foot inside out, puts it through.
What a goal. What a goal by the Tiwi Bombers. Gary
Purantatameri there. It's a shame we don't have a replay, but that's a cracking goal.
We'll have to get the AFL&T crew to cut that one during the week, because it was just magic off the boot.
And how good was Stanley Tipalura as well? He not only did he contest, but when the ball came to ground, he gave his teammate space, put a body in the way of the Pints opponent.
So Tiwi just extending that lead, 6-5-41 to Pint 5-4-34. Very exciting third quarter. 7
points a ball game, and Pints have really, throughout this season, their third quarters have been exceptional, not getting it all their own way in the first 11 and a half minutes here. Carter, D'Souza back in there now. Lanyon, he's got it first hand, gives it off to Bennell, who just kicks around the corner. Hooker's going to have to contest this. There was a hold in there somewhere, and it's going to go to Hooker. Trotter not happy. Hooker just gets it and then immediately runs on with it.
Been impressed with Hooker today, Ash.
Sends it up to centre half forward, out in the back. Mitchell Lowe. There's a few there. Shannon Rioli picks it up, gives it out to Michael Dunn. Michael Dunn can turn with a right foot snap at goal. I think it's good.
Oh, wowee. Another goal to the Tiwi Bombers and a third goal to Michael Dunn. He kicked the first two of the day in the first quarter. So a third goal. He's having a great day out in front of goal. Sorry, go.
What a coaching masterstroke by Brenton Toy. Michael Dunn, if he's played nearly 200 games, I reckon 95% of those have been up back.
Yeah, absolutely. So the score now, Tiwi Bombers 7-5-47, leading Pint 5-4-34. 13 points. That's one of our biggest margins of the game.
It is, and Michael Dunn there turned on a dime and put it through. Well, this is interesting. Desmond Tippermanamiri has gone into the middle, but he's not in the ruck. D'Souza will be there. He's just gone in as a midfielder. D'Souza won it out. Again, Braden Taylor was running through. It's picked up by Lanyon and comes to Stanley Tipalura. The Bombers are away again inside the 50, but the kick's going to go out of bounds. Pints players asking the question, and a deliberate out of bounds has been paid, and it will go to Pints. Not 100% sure on that one.
So 13.5-minute mark of the third quarter. Someone's jumped over the fence to go and grab that ball. It was the photographer, actually, Hatchie Clapp. He does a great job on the photos every week. Jump on the Northern Territory Footy League Facebook page to see them.
Comes in, they're playing with fire here at the Pints Green Ants because they've gone back into the middle corridor. Braden Taylor's had to give it off, and there's a push in the back after disposal. So the Green Ants will end up with a free kick, and it's actually going to be brought back. I'll go to Braden Taylor. He's been active.
Oh, wow. Isn't he lucky?
Well, it is. He is a little bit lucky to get away with it, but the umpire, he hadn't actually gone back around behind his mark, which is why umpire Lancaster stopped him and told him to go back. So he's probably lucky because it wasn't a great kick, was it?
It was not a great kick.
And he's going to do it anyway.
I'm not a fan of kicking backwards out of defence anyway.
No, he's going to do it again, and he's gone to Smith this time. So Ethan Smith. They're just going to keep possession again. And Ethan Smith will get it. And if Ethan Smith comes this way, he's got Mullane.
Yeah, they've used this side of the ground a lot today.
Yeah, Mullane just gives it up over the top where he had his skipper, Matty Ryan, got held. Braden Rioli picks it up. He can give it back to D'Souza, the ruckman who has his kicks. Took it a little bit lazy, did D'Souza, and it had it spoiled, and it's ended up with Boss. Boss's kick is looking there for Trotter. And Trotter, he's not sure, but he might be lining up to have a shot here. He's a long way out. As you say, it's the home ground advantage. So
well, he's almost in the Tiwi Bombers
coaching area.
Coaching box.
Trotter just sets it up across the face of goal. He's got Jones there. Jones has come off his hand. It's picked up by his teammate, which is Neild, and Neild's kick has gone out of bounds.
And again, just great defensive pressure from the Tiwi Bombers. I know I've said it a lot, but they've been the difference today, Ash.
They have, and you'd have to think that it's the leadership of Ben Rioli and David Cruz and Hooker playing their parts that have been instrumental in this. As Hooker goes across the face of goal, picks out Madden.
Hooker's been great.
Madden can go upfield, and he does, and running on to get it off him was Hooker, who gave it to him in the first place. Lanyon now running into position for a short kick, and he ignores him. Instead, he goes to the middle where Stanley Tipalura is. First bounce, Tipalura's handball's over the top. Can't quite get it. There was Braden Rioli. It comes to the hand of Lewis George. George has got the kick over. Play on is the call in that contest. Ben Rioli was coming through with his body. Didn't collect anyone. Lanyon taps it forward. Picked up. Cruz overruns it. They can't quite get it. McCarthy's in there. And umpire says, I'll have it.
So time just ticking away, 16.5-minute mark of the third quarter. And Tiwi Bomber has been really impressive, currently holding a 13-point lead.
13-point lead, and they've kicked with the aid of a slight breeze, which is to the right of the screen.
Yeah, they went into the quarter 5 points down, so that's a 3-goal turnaround.
They have. Here they go again. Cunningham dances around one. Handball got chopped off. Shot, picks it up. He gets under pressure, holding the ball, and Shannon Rioli will get a free kick.
Really coming into the game in this quarter, Shannon Rioli.
Yeah, he's lifted. Adam Tippermoody. Over the top to Lanyon. He's also injected himself into this game a lot more, has Lanyon. He goes over the top. Desmond Tippermanamiri can't quite get a hold of it. Here they go now. Munkara. Oh, chopped off there by Matty Ryan. The Pint skipper will bring it out wide to Mullane, who takes it on the run over into his left shoulder. He can find his own teammate in Harvey. Harvey inboard to shot. Shot ends up in the hands of from Taylor onto Ryan. Ryan with the left foot. Looking for Neild. Neild got it on his chest, but then it bounced straight off. They can repel here. Lanyon with handball over the top to Ben Rioli. He then scoops it backwards to Madden. Madden goes across goal where there are a number of options for him. Comes out to Harley Burnell. Burnell has Stanley Tipalura, but he ignores him and goes to Rioli. That's Braden Rioli. Burnell telling everyone to run. He wants Peter Abadamini to be an option. Instead, he goes to hooker.
Yeah, he's got players sort of just all pushing out to the wing, but they need to bring it back inboard and get it down there.
Desmond Tippermanamiri has done very well in this quarter. His kick, though, no good. Yeah. Gary Purantanamiri saying, here I am. And Matty Ryan got the ease of a quick turnover, and it's had to go out wide. He's had to push it out wide to McMahon. McMahon's had to give it over to the top to Mullane. Back to McMahon. Oh, under enormous pressure there. Good work from Adam Tipperwoody. Forced the turnover or forced the disposal to be interfered with. Silver Youssef now is going to use his speed. Is he going to be able to keep it in before the boundary line? Yes, he is. Half turn, picks it up, dragged down as he went to kick, and is going to get pinged. What a great chase down there by, is it Lanyon?
And, yeah, Tiwi Bombers' defence just keep lifting in this game, Ash.
Their second efforts.
Amazing. And I was going to say there, though, really well done to Matty Ryan. It was almost like a netball zone, and he read he played that loose defender and cut it off, but Pint not making the most of it, just continually shut down by the Tiwi Bomber defence.
Yeah, Desmond just missed kicking that because he had Gary Purantanamiri just in front of us here. Either way, Lanyon with a great chase down, earned that free kick. D'Souza in the air, brought down. And the ball will be thrown in. So the big ruckman D'Souza has really been quite mobile today, and he's going to set this up with a ball up as the two big ruckmen have gone at each other all day. Jones is now in there for Pints, number 27. So he will take this ruck contest as they restart it. Tough conditions from a heat point of view. There is the slightest of breeze, and if it favours an end, it's to the right of screen. Coming through there was Doyle. They're just hurrying it up and just getting it out of there again. Mullane grabbed it out of the air and had to bring it down. Burnell with a handball over the top. Dunn was in there. Rioli, hands and knees, can't knock it out. Now he tries again. Mullane again over the top. He's got to wait for it though. Here they come, and comes to McMahon. McMahon from 50 out, directly in front goes Goldwood and puts it through for a point.
So Tiwi Bomber is going to kick it in down the TIO Stadium or the St Mary's Club end.
Two straight kicks the difference now as Cruz will bring it back in, and they've opened it up here. He's got Madden out wide, and Madden had a chance to get it on. He had a lot of space. Instead, he's had to wait and gives it over the top. Now they can really do some damage as he picks out Adam Tipperwoody. Great lead and in front. Munkara, the beautiful pass. This is a great build-up. Braden Wiley. This is a great build-up by the Bombers. Matty Ryan's playing the loose defender. Dion Munkara came all the way down. You can see, we can't quite see it in camera shot, but Matty Ryan's about 10 or 15 metres off screen, just playing a loose defender and proving to be a headache as he moves all the way back and forth. But that was a good build-up there by the Bombers.
Yeah, it was, and it's still in their 50 metres, so very dangerous for Pints here. Tiwi Bombers will be looking for another goal. Big
field position as Dion Monkara got it on the boot quickly. Gary Purantanamiri in there with some body. Can't quite pick it up cleanly first time. Shannon Rioli was bustling on his hands and knees trying to tap it out to his teammates. Shot went down onto the ground. Wrapped up by Rioli and dragged out. Play on was the call. Burnell actually came in. And a free kick. Yeah, I think he got held without it. Decision. Was it holding the ball?
Yep.
And it will go to...
Player's just very slow to get up. I think there's a Pints player with a injured leg. So, hobbling around there.
And the free kick has been paid. It's Jones that's got up with the limp, who is the Pints centre-half forward second ruckman. And it'll be Shannon Rioli that'll have a shot at goal.
Well, he can do it all, Shan. He kicks him on the run, and he's a beautiful kick off the boot as well. He'll be trying really hard to get this one through for his Tiwi Bombers, but that does not come off the boot at all.
No, terrible kick. Gone forward. Whistle sound, and I think it's going to go to Pint's free kick.
Free kick. Oh,
no, hang on. It's going to go to Tiwi. I reckon there was a hold in there somewhere. And I reckon it's going to go to either D'Souza or Michael Dunn. It's going to go to Michael Dunn, and Dunn has already got 3.
He has.
So there was a support free kick paid by the mid-zone umpire, and Michael Dunn directly in front, 35 out, will go back and hurried the kick and missed.
Well, that's a real shame for the Tiwi Bombers and a real let-off for Pint because, as you said, Michael Dunn's been amazing in front of goal today. So... yeah, Pint bringing the ball back in. Shannon Rioli with the one-handed mark and just casually plays on, but not far enough.
Well, he read it beautifully, chopped it off. Mitchell Lowe has got to come all the way out to where Mullane is, and Mullane's going to take the mark just in front of the commentary position. He goes back inboard and picks out his teammate in Gaydon. Gaydon goes inboard to Chalmers. Chalmers is under pressure from Ben Rioli.
Great pressure.
Shot. Handball over the top. Gaydon again. Just got chipped off there. Here go the Bombers again, but it's going to be picked off. Well, it's a little bit of back and forth footy at the moment, probably to do with the 24-minute mark of the third term. It's hot out there, and they're exhausted, I would say. As Matty Ryan, Mullane goes back to Matty Ryan, and they try and bring it out through the far side.
Yeah, Pint's just trying to keep possession here, chipping it around, and that's it, Ash. We hear the third quarter. That was an interesting last couple of minutes.
Well, I got to say to you, I'd say a lot of that had to do with fatigue towards the end in the premiership quarter. So it's three-quarter time here at DXC Arena.
Tiwi Bombers, 7-6-48, leading Pint, 5-5-35. We'll be back for a very exciting last quarter very soon. Welcome back to DXC Arena for the final quarter of this round 11 men's Premier League game between PINT and Tiwi Bombers. We've had a really exciting third quarter, which sees the Tiwi Bombers lead 7-6-48 to PINT 5-5-35, as we just see the crowd going back to their spot on the camera there. Great third quarter by the Bombers though, Ash.
Yeah, it was. They worked very hard. They had a slight assistance of a breeze to that right hand, and if there's one thing that Pints will be enjoying is the fact that they get use of it in this final term, as we see Brock Carter go in over the top and win the ball, but a free kick is going to go straight away to Tiwi. There was a hold off the ball and it'll go to Lanyon. So Lanyon really stepped up in the third quarter, and he comes out and picks out his teammate there in McCarthy. McCarthy gives it over the top to Rioli. That's Braden Rioli, one of three out there today. His kick in board was to Wiley, and then it'll be thrown in. So Tiwi, through a free kick, have gone forward straight away. But it was a real interesting arm wrestle, and the Bombers stood up. And it was the Bombers' defence and also the hard work of their forwards, Liz.
It was.
That got them back into it quickly.
Umpire Jade Ferry, boundary umpire, throwing that in.
Oh, smothered off the boot there by Dennis Tipper-Matamiri, who has also had a huge third quarter, and a free kick's been paid again. I think it was a push in the back. And who's it going to go to? We'll just see who gets up. It's Harley Bennell. And he has been one of the Bombers' better players today, all day.
Absolutely.
I know, in fact, it'll be Braden Rioli that'll get it, but Bennell was in there. I don't change my words there, and Braden Rioli was actually the first goal kicker of the day.
He was. He's been in and out of the game, but when he's been in it, he's really contributed, and Harley Bennell's leadership and just getting around his teammates has been exceptional.
So Rioli comes in and puts it straight up, sends him into the goal square. It's going to be punched out through for a point.
And there's something about a team with three Riolis in it I like, Ash. You usually see that at St Mary's, but they're at the Tiwi Bombers now, and you know it's going to be a good game. They always give 100%, and they have today. Very
important. They've been absolutely critical today, Ben and Shannon specifically. Showing some great leadership as the kick in has found Boss. Boss can turn and go, and a 50-metre penalty is going to be paid. He can't play on until the ball goes back to the receiver of the 50-metre penalty.
Yeah, danger here for the Tiwi Bombers.
And Boss is now, so from one end to the other they go, and it's going to, after a juggling attempt, it'll go to Doyle. Doyle can kick over the top and picks out Chalmers. Diving down, lucky to get away with it. Yep. So they went from full back through the middle, gave away a 50 to the Bombers, and now it's ended up inside the 50-metre area, and Chalmers will go back and have a deliberate shot at goal.
Well, he's played a bit of sandful footy with North Adelaide, Chalmers, so got a bit of good high-level experience there. Playing for Pints, and let's see what he can do with this one.
I watched him with a real opportunity against Southern Districts to steal a game, as Chalmers makes no mistake and puts it through.
I love this goal umpire, Ash. You know when they're going through because she doesn't move. So a good goal there. It's exactly what Pint needed, Elliot Chalmers, with the goal.
Well, good start for the Green Ants. Claw it back. It's now back to an 8-point margin. Yep. William Wood is that goal umpire. And
doing a great job.
Yep, one of our juniors that has come through in the umpiring fraternity, and certainly has held his own.
Got excellent technique, William. So as I said earlier, if anyone wants to join the umpiring, jump on the social media for the NTFL or the NTFL UA umpires, and you can come along and get involved in the fun.
D'Souza uses his body. Carter, though, is up to it. Ryan comes through, can't pick it up now, gives it off to Taylor, who gets wrapped up. Comes back to Matty Ryan. Ryan straight away on the boot, looking for Doyle. Patrick Doyle just punches it down in front of him, hoping it sits up. It does, then taps it out. But it's the Tiwi Bombers defenders come in. Doyle, though, still in there. Ben Rioli is in there. Doyle got to his feet and got it to D'Souza, but it went out of bounds in between. And the ball will be thrown up. Don't know if it went out of bounds, but certainly will be thrown up, brought in from that boundary line. One out by Carter. Close to the boundary line. In there is Trotter.
Well, the other games being played today, Ash, Crocs and St Mary's out at Fred's Pass, which so far just before half-time looks to be a pretty close game. We've got Wanderers and Palmerston tonight, which will be interesting, as well as Waratah and Nightcliff.
A lot at stake for Pints here. If they win tonight, they will temporarily go above Palmerston on percentage on the ladder.
They will, and Buffs with the bye.
So they get a chance to move further up the ranks to the Green Ants, but they've still got 8 points to make up here, and we've gone nearly 5 minutes in this final term at DXC Arena.
And there's just the one more round before Christmas, so everyone will sort of, want to go into that break coming off a win or being in the top 5 to set up the second half of the season.
Taylor just puts it hurried on the boot. Adam Tiphamwoody's in there, but it's going to be picked up by Mead Harding. Mead Harding. He's got an option in the goal square, and that's Kneeled. Kneeled with body. Has it punched away by Ben Rioli. It comes to Hooker. Wiley's in there.
Ooh.
Over the top. Kneeled. Spoils what he... drops what he probably should have taken. McCarthy upended as he kicked. It's going to bounce away here. Matty Ryan gets it. Chips it inboard. Mitchell Lowe has come all the way down from fullback. He goes back inboard.
Matty Ryan, once again, though, Ash, uncontested. He's a loose player, and Tiwi probably need to have a look at that because he's getting a fair bit of it.
Boss tried to get it. It's ended up being picked up by the other number 2, which is Benny Rioli. He was looking for Desmond. Timmer Matamiri went over his head. Ethan Smith's going to lead the race to the ball, though. Pints will clean it up. Come back out wide to Mitchell Lowe. Lowe has a couple of options. He's right in the middle corridor. He instead goes inboard and over the top.
We've got numbers over on the grandstand wing, Pints. Players coming off the bench.
And they will go over again, and this time it comes to Thomas Schott. Schott has a runner out wide, and he was a bit slow to get it onto him, but this time he does, and it's McMahon. McMahon's been useful on the move in the midfield today. He goes back inboard again. It's just picked up there by the big man Carter. He looked like he was going to fumble that for a second. Brock Carter, he's looking to offload a handball. Mitchell Lowe's going to run straight into trouble. The kick's not going to be far enough.
Wow.
Well, it was a short 15, but it was paid. Tregoeth looks inboard.
Yeah, Bombers really just clogging it up here for Pint.
Yeah, and he's been told to get on with it, and he does. Doyle was on the lead, and there was a marking interference over the shoulder, and Doyle will actually get the kick. I don't know that the Bomber defender could do much else. As Doyle goes inboard, and it's going to be picked up there by Harvey. Alex Harvey will go back and have a shot, you would suspect, and see if he can close this margin up. So 41 plays 49. The Green Ants trail, kicking with the aid of a slight breeze in this final term.
And we're already at the 7.5 minute mark, so now is the time for them to have a real crack at getting in the lead.
Alex Harvey kicks close to the man on the mark, and he's drifted it off to the right and through for a point.
So the score, Tiwi Bombers 7-7-49, still leading Pint 6-6-42, a 7-point margin, 8-minute mark of the final quarter.
Adam Tiphamwoody picks out Lanyon. Did well.
Been good today.
He has had a big 3 quarters so far. Gives it off to Hooker. Hooker just sits it up. It's going to be... what a great grab by Dale Cunningham. Just one-handed. Mitchell Lowe can't believe it. Bit of Tiwi class there. Cunningham back inboard, and he picks out Desmond Tibamanamiri. He's been very good, very good. Desmond.
Yep.
Paddy Heenan just with body, put it on the boot, and picks out Michael Dunn.
He's been great today, Michael Dunn. He's really given them something, the Tiwi Bombers. 3 goals.
Michael Dunn looking for Bennell. Punched away from him. In there was Cunningham, who started the ball just to the left of the commentary position. Comes to Shannon Rioli. Cunningham still in there. It's punched out wide. D'Souza's in there. It's picked up by Desmond Tibamanamiri. His kick got smothered off the boot. Desmond goes for it again. Tibamanamiri tries to punch it on. Drags it in on the boundary line. And the boundary line will beat them, and it'll be thrown in.
And the players just throwing themselves at the ball, Ash. The desperation here. There's,
7 points the difference. There's 2 straight kicks.
Yep.
Definitely this is anybody's game. Sousa took front position, grabbed it out of the air in the end. They asked the question, play on is the call. No one's got real clean possession. Loose still. Oh, knocked over heavily was Dion Mankara.
And a throw in. Tiwi Bombers appealing for the free kick there.
No, there wasn't much in it. It was a fair hit, but good solid hit. Both prepared to run it at Dion Mankara with his head over the ball. Didn't give it a second thought, bounced straight up.
9.5 minute mark now, final quarter.
It's moments like this where there'll be a little bit of Tiwi magic that'll just throw this game open as Gary Purintatameri tries to run onto it, heads towards the goal, comes to the hands of, let me just see who that is. It was Dion Mankara, and that's what I was talking about, and put it through for a point.
That's exactly what you were talking about, Ash, and he's been an excitement machine for years in the NTFL. He played for NT Thunder as well, and if there's anyone that can kick an exciting goal, Dion Mankara. So Tiwi Bombers again with another goal.
Well, the score's actually been added to Pints when it should have been added to the Bombers, so they actually go to Tiwi Bombers will actually go to 55.
Yep.
And that margin will go out to 13 points. So 3 straight kicks makes it hard. Pint will actually stay on 42. So 42 plays 55.
8-7, 55, 6-6, 42. So 10.5 minute mark of the final quarter, and Tiwi Bombers yet again getting a goal.
Desmond Tipamatamiri goes into the ruck with that great leap. One out by Carter, though. Oh, this is danger. Wrapped up was Trotter, who's been brought into the middle. Shot with a handball over the top. Silver Youth slips, then gets back up to Trotter. Trotter's got to dance around before he can find a teammate, and he does in the end. And they go forward. This is Mead Harding. He's got the lead. Ben Rioli takes front position. Neild was over the top. Rioli comes through. Clever. Experienced defender. Bennell spins out of trouble. Then goes back to McCarthy, just took one step and socketed it. Again, channeling a little bit of World Cup soccer. Oh, Brandon Rioli with brilliant, just got it around his opponent and then got it forward and then put on a tackle, knocked the ball free. They just keep moving it forward any way they can, the Bombers. They don't care how, it mightn't be pretty, but they continue to roll it forward, and there's a tap down below, and it's Dion Mankara, the last goal kicker, that's come up with that free kick.
They want this, Ash. They really want this, the Tiwi Bombers.
Yeah, you just sense they've lifted in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
They've got a sniff, and they want to finish it off.
Well, all the work to be done by the Green Ants so far. In there is Stanley Tipalura. Dale Cunningham lays the tackle. The ball is still loose. Cunningham tries to get a hold of it again. Picked up by Lowe. Lowe gives it off to a teammate, and the teammate's kick goes out of bounds on the full. So they have an opportunity now through Jerome Tipamatamiri. He goes back in board, picks out Paddy Heenan, one of the veterans. Here they come again. Peter Apatimi back in board. Well, McCarthy had to slide to get it, and then Apatimi cleaned up what he made up a mess of. Desmond Tipamatamiri can't pick it up. Oh, Trotter just shrugs him off and then puts it down and goes for it. It bounces in front. Harvey just taps it over. Great hip and shoulder from Ben Rioli. Gave his teammate Cruz time, who then picked it up and gave it to Lanyon. Lanyon can settle around. He can go in short. He doesn't. He goes back in board to Cruz. He goes short, but to Cruz instead of Ben Rioli. Cruz then takes it out to the far side and finds Paddy Heenan. Heenan's got a bit of a paddock if he wants it.
And it's been the story of the day, Ash, today. The Tiwi Bombers' defence, again, just repelling Pint's forward entry.
And again, 2 very experienced defenders. Ben Rioli, David Cruz.
Yep. And when you got people like Shan Rioli and Harley Bennell in the midfield, D'Souza's been outstanding in the ruck. You know, just a number of contributors across the field. And Brenton Toy, very animated on the coach's bench there. He'd be pretty excited but nervous at the same time right now.
You would think so. Can they get a bit of a hoodoo over Pints with 2 wins? Of course, the last time the Tiwis won a game was a few weeks ago, and it was against Pints over on the Tiwi Islands.
That's exactly it. So,
can they do it on the Green Ants' home turf? Mitchell Lowe gives it off to Braden Taylor. He's been one of their best today. His kick, though, is chopped off by McCarthy, and Harley McCarthy, again, one of the better defenders for the Bombers today. Played an instrumental game. He could bring it across to the commentary side. He doesn't worry about that and instead goes in short where he's got Madden. Madden could go across the field to Apatimi, but he doesn't do it. Instead, he goes in short and picks out Michael Dunn. Dunn has just been a major contributor today for the Bombers. And he goes over the top. It's punched away, though, from Mankara. He tries to keep it in front, as Rioli overplays it. We see a whistle go, and it'll go to Lewis George, who was held off the ball. So the Green Ants have a chance to settle it down and really take it inside their 50 if they can get it over the hurdle of Rioli, Cruz and McCarthy.
Tiwi Bombers just really pushing them back up the field here again. 15-minute mark of this last quarter.
McMahon's had to go sideways to Taylor, right in front of us. Taylor gives it off to McMahon again. McMahon's just an up and under kick. I don't know who it was to. Desmond Tippamatamiri was there. Silva Yusuf was there. Doyle got it. Madden got it. Let go. Play on was the call. It's come to Harvey, who snaps it on his right.
Wow, and Harley Bennell just stretching there, but he couldn't cut that kick off. And Pints have answered with a goal. What an exciting final quarter. The score now, Tiwi Bombers 8-7-55, leading Pint 7-6-48, 7-point ball game.
Great goal from Harvey. I don't know, I'm not really sure where McMahon was going with it. He knew. Yusuf has just hobbled off, and he was one of the targets, but Harvey's picked up the bouncing ball and then snapped it. So 48 plays 55, back to 7 points. And still a fair bit of footy left. You would think there's probably at least another 8 or 9 minutes left in this game.
There is. Silva Yusuf just going to the bench for Pint, having a big chat there to the sports trainer, so I'm not sure if he's carrying an injury. Shannon Motlop, Brent and Toy, both right up at the line, coaching, seeing what they can do to help their teams in the last 6 or 7 minutes of this game. Jones out jumping, but it lands in the hands of Bennell. Bennell, his kick is out wide. Mullane, the 2 number 7s. Cunningham is in there. Got a bit of a shove in the back from Cunningham, did Mullane. Play on is the call, and the ball will be thrown in. We'll see what happens from here on in. So Jones recovering from a knock earlier on in the quarter to take his place in the ruck. D'Souza has done a mountain of work with very little rest. Stanley Tipalura in there to cause trouble for the Pints defenders. Picked up though by Wiley, who just sends it in, looking for Shannon Rioli. Pushes his opponent off to the side, then handballs back inboard. Oh, great tackler there from Mankara. Couldn't quite get away with it, though. It lands in the hands of the Green Ants defenders. It comes to Mullane. Mullane's been busy. Ends up in the hands of McMahon. McMahon gives it back inboard. Onto Matty Ryan. Braden Taylor. Over to shot, under pressure now. Rioli just wraps him up, drags him to that, and he's going to get gunned for holding the ball. Braden Rioli there with the tackle. 3 contributing Riolis today for the Tiwi Bombers. Makes it a pretty intimidating team. Now he's telling his teammates, he's got Bennell talking to him in the background there, which is clever. Jones just drops in to the contest. McCarthy is up to it though. Tries to keep it in and knock it forward. They're going to get out of trouble here if they can. Taylor got picked up and wrapped up. Stanley Tupalura came in. Lewis George bounces off him, gives it back to Jones and then on to Taylor. Pints just looking to settle here. He's got options, and this time it's Thomas Schott who plays on quickly. He's got to go sideways to Mullane, who's got to wait for it. Mullane under pressure. What can they do? Lanyon and Hooker combine. He's got to go right back and picks out Heenan just to steady it down. They're going to try and create something from the half-back line here. Heenan goes over the top and finds Bennell. Bennell can go short again and picks out Hooker, but it bounces off his chest. Slippery ball. Hurried kick. It's going to bounce along the line if it's kept it. Shot keeps it in. Comes to Trotter. Trotter bounces off his opponent. McMahon. Benny Rioli had it, dropped it. Almost has his shorts dispossessed. Comes to the hands of Harvey. Kicked a great goal a minute ago and got pinged for holding the ball. Put under great pressure there from Apatimi. Yeah, and the Tiwi Bombers' tackle pressure in this last quarter has been outstanding, Ash. As McCarthy with it. Oh, sorry, Madden.
Madden has an option, and he goes and uses him, and that's Paddy Heenan. Heenan over the top. Out that far side, it's Lanyon. Covered a bit of ground. Get across there.
I'm just adding him to my list. I think he's been great
Lanyon.
in the second half.
They've had some contributors across the ground, which has been very important to them. And
just kicked it out.
Just as you give him a rap, he kicks it out of bounds.
He's been great. No, but they have, Ash. It's been a really, really good display of footy by the Tiwi Bombers today. They'll, there's a few minutes left to go. They'll be disappointed if they drop this. They'll be working really hard to try and get over the line with a win.
Well, 2 straight kicks, as far as pints are concerned, will win it. They come back inboard through shot. He's a long way out. He's 70-odd metres out from goal, maybe 80 metres out. He doesn't really have an option. Anything he has got is closed off. He's got to kick it to the contest, but it was Doyle with some use of the body. Clever. Just nudged D'Souza out.
Yeah, 20-minute mark just ticking over.
And so Doyle will go back. He probably has more time than he thinks, so he could go back and have a comfortable shot at goal.
We've seen a few kicked from that pocket today.
We have. He's got to sit it up and let the breeze do the work. So if he aims for that right-hand goal post, which he's kind of done, and he sits it up, and there's a few applause, and it's come from the Pint supporters. Doyle is on the board.
Yeah, his second goal for today, Patrick Doyle. So, wow, 4-point ball game again. Tiwi Bombers 8-7-55. Sorry, a 1-point ball game. 8-7-55, leading Pint 8-6-54. 1-point ball game, 21-minute mark. Final quarter here at DXC Arena.
Well, there's a lot at stake, and it was, again, as I say, Pint win. They will move up above Palmerston.
Must be the day for it, Ash. I've been at basketball grand finals today. My daughter lost by a point and my son won by 4 points. So it's a close day of sport for me.
Well, 1 point the difference. Next score is going to be absolutely critical. Doesn't matter who gets it. So they had to score 2 goals, Pints, to get in front and win. Now they've got to do another score as the whistle sounds. And there's a whistle, and it's, again, I think it's going to go against Pints. So they're going to get a warning. There's no free kick. It's just a warning for not having a correct setup. 6-6-6.
21.5-minute mark.
Carter just one out strongly. Dragged down was Boss. Play on. It was the right call. Everyone was thought it would be holding the ball, but Boss didn't have prior opportunity, and the ball gets wrapped up and will be thrown up. D'Souza. Carter, one out by D'Souza. Shot. Quick hands. Here they come. Boss again. Just sends it in. Diving Lanyon. Can't get it. Picked up there on the left by Trotter. Trotter's shot at goal goes across the face. Through for a point, and the game is all locked up.
Scores are level. It is the 22-minute mark exactly of the final quarter here at DXC Arena. 8-7-55 apiece. Paddy Heenan to bring it in for the Tiwi Bombers.
So Paddy Heenan just drives it up the middle. 65 out. He was looking for hooker. Got his hands on it. Silver Yusuf's in there. They want to get it the other side of that centre circle to the Bombers. It goes to the ground as the umpire says, give it to me. 22.5 minutes gone. There can't be a lot of time on because there hasn't been a lot of goals. Brock Carter just pushes his opponent out.
Yep.
And it will go to D'Souza. And that could be a 50. No, they're asking the question.
Wow. So Tiwi Bombers with the free kick.
D'Souza. He's got McCarthy if he wants him. He just ignores him. It's not it's not a great kick. Gosh. It's a lazy old kick. And will go out of bounds and bounce over the fence.
Ooh.
And deliberate out of bounds. A deliberate has been paid, and so it'll actually be kicked back in.
He really needed to go down the middle there, Ash, because they want to win the game, so they need to score as quickly as possible. It's a 23-minute mark now. So Tiwi Bombers need to get this back. But it's a Pint, almost a mark there. Play on.
And free kick's been paid, and it's going to go to Pint. So here is an opportunity now. Everyone's just pointing towards the goal.
Yeah, they just need
and
a score.
They go long looking for the goal, and it's out of bounds on the full.
You wouldn't.
So it misses everything.
That if you tried it, it's still a draw. I don't think I've ever commentated a draw.
He absolutely missed everything. They all told him to go for it. He did the right thing in the end, but he just in his effort for distance, he pulled it too far to the left as Heenan just flies it out looking for D'Souza. Bunnell gets it. Here we go. The Bombers now over centre wing. Rioli is there. Shannon Rioli in a foot race to the ball. This is close.
Oh, great tackle.
Between him and Gaydon.
Yeah,
he wraps Gaydon up.
He knew he couldn't win that race there, Shannon, so he just waited till he picked up the ball and held it in. He really trying to get that. There's the siren.
There's the siren. Well, there we have it at DXC Arena as everyone goes down onto their haunches. 8 goals, 7 apiece, 55 points. The score is a draw.
Unbelievable, Ash. Like I said, I've never commentated a grand final, but what a great game it was. And I know I've said it a number of times, but the Tiwi Bombers' defence was outstanding. Ben Rioli coming into the team, working so well with David Cruz, Harley Bennell outstanding, and Shannon Rioli in the middle. Hats off to Brenton Toy.
Michael Dunn up forward. He moved Michael Dunn up forward, who's been a defender for most of the season and most of his career.
Yep.
And he was very, very difficult to stop.
He was. McMahon and Matty Ryan were excellent for PINT in the second half. Jet Trotter, excellent all game. Mitch Lane, Brock Carter and Braden Taylor also really good, as we see the two coaches who are both good mates and they're having a laugh, highly respect each other, and would have grown up together. Shannon Motlop and Brenton Toy embracing. So a draw, Ash.
What a fantastic result. A very difficult game in what are technically, even though it's been dry conditions, a bit of a breeze, it's still been hot out there, and both sides kept running as hard as they could. So great result as far as it might not be. Well, good for football. It might not have been great for individual clubs, but from a spectator's point of view, great game to watch.
It was a really enjoyable day. The final score, 8-7-55 apiece, a draw between the Tiwi Bombers and PINT. It's been a pleasure to host you this afternoon. My name's Liz Cruz, joined by Ash Manakaros. Stay tuned for more Premier League action tonight. Waratah taking on Nightcliff, Wanderers taking on Palmerston, Magpies all broadcast live to the NT News. Thanks for watching.